Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Bowie State Sports Talk. I am your host, Jalen Sims, and this is a jam-packed episode. It's going to be a good episode to sit through the whole thing, including the after-show talk. So let's get right away to the question of the day. With LeBron James passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the all-time scoring leader, where does that now rank him on your all-time list? Does that move him up, move him down, or keep him in the exact same spot? Now, with all due respect to LeBron, he stayed in the same spot for passing Kareem on my list. He stayed in the same spot. Don't get me wrong. He is great. I mean, like, S tier great. He is great. But he stayed in the same spot. He's staying in the same spot because he's already number one. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The next person on the list, number 10. It's a gap in between him and the next person behind him. All right, that was obviously hyperbole, but you get what I'm saying. Him passing Kareem was honestly just the whipped cream. That's when him winning another title at this old age is the cherry on top. He been number one since like day one, no cap. Now, if you disagree with me, you can always come here to the studio and have a barbershop debate: LeBron versus MJ, LeBron versus Kareem, LeBron versus Kobe. Anybody you want to debate, bring them. Just DM me if we can debate. I'll set it up. Don't be scared. And make sure, hey, if you bring MJ or somebody, bring some good facts. Cause I love MJ. And I don't want to see her defend LeBron and make MJ look like a scrub. You bring in some garbage stats. So bring some good stats if you defend MJ. That's all I gotta say. All right. Before we get to the Bowie State Bulldogs basketball talk about that, well, this is the talk. Before we get to the recap, the 2023 CIAA for Life Division II men's basketball and Division II women's basketball conference tournament will be held in Baltimore, Maryland for the second year in a row. The tournament is from February 21st to 25th. Bowie State men's team is looking for their first championship since 2017, while the women's, their first championship since 1999. Jeez. That was their three-peat year, as they won in 1997, 98, and 99, and haven't won since then. So both of them are looking back to looking to win another championship. Like I said, the men's 2017, the women's 1999. So that's a long time for both teams. I wasn't even born in 1999. And I think it's a good year for the women's team, to be honest. I think it's a good year for them. But now on to the recap of the basketball games. So first thing first, congratulations to Jayla Irvin, as she was named the CIAA Player of the Week last week, which was rightfully deserved. Ms. Irvin led the Bulldogs in scoring in each of their 2 wins last week, averaging 17.5 points per game and 5.5 rebounds in their victories over Virginia State and Shaw University. She also scored a game-high 22 points versus Virginia State. And another congratulations to Katera Myers, as she won CIAA Defensive Player of the Week. She had 11 rebounds in a steal against Shaw and 5 rebounds and 1 steal versus Virginia. The Bowie women's basketball team is currently 12-9. They lost versus Shaw at home, putting up their worst performance of the season, 26-52. And that was like the worst time to put up those type of numbers, as they had their second highest attendance of the season. 862 people attended the game, including me. Now, when I'm there, there should be no bad performance. Like, I'm like LeBron and them. You know, when I'm here, y'all should be balling. I was embarrassed representing Bowie that day in the crowd. I was embarrassed. But like I said, they lost 56 to 62. The second quarter was a great quarter for the Bulldogs. Shaw started out that quarter hot, taking a 17-5 lead. Then the Bulldogs took over from then. They outscored Shaw 7-2 in the last 4 minutes. They forced 7 turnovers and scored off of them turnovers. And at halftime, they trailed 22-17. Keep that in mind. At halftime, they trailed 22-17, right? Then in the third quarter, it all went downhill. Downhill. The score was 22-17 at the start of the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, it was 43-22. 22-17 turned into 43-22 in just one quarter. The Bulldogs shot 2 for 15 from the field, while Shaw shot 6 for 10 from the field. The Bulldogs got outscored 21-5 in the third quarter alone. Shaw shot 7 for 10 from the free throw line in the third quarter, while the Bulldogs shot 1 for 10 from the free throw line in the third quarter. The fourth quarter, the exact same as the third quarter. Bowie State missed free throws and missed shots. Shaw University made free throws and made shots. If I was Bowie State head coach, after the game, I'd spend the entire next practice shooting free throws and free throws only. No threes, no layups, no dribble drills, no rebound drills, no passing drills. Just free throws and free throws only. Every time it was free throws, suicides. This is how we do it. Because I always thought about this. This is a good time to say it. So I would start with number 10, right? No, let's say it's 15 players on the team. I would start with the number 15. Each player get one shot. So if a player makes it, it subtract 1 from the 15. If the next player misses it, it add 1 to that 14. So let's say every player missed a free throw, all 15 of them. They have the number 30, right? They got to do 30 up downs. Up, down, 1, up, down, 2. Now obviously I ain't gonna say 30 straight. You can get a break. I don't want y'all to, pass away in the court or pass out. But every time you miss, it add 1 to that whatever score you at. So if y'all make all 15, y'all get 0 up downs. If y'all miss 12 and make 3? I can't do the quick math, but you get the point. They're gonna have to do maybe 20, 25, 26, 20 something up downs. You get what I'm saying, right? That's what I would do. As a player, I hated running. So I know the players don't want to run. But what make them make free throws is me making them run. They miss. So after that game, I'll make them do up downs 30 times if they miss 15 more free throws in practice. But that's not, I'm not a coach. So that's not here nor there. In the second half, as a whole, they got outscored 30-9. No one on the Bulldogs scored double-digit points, including Anai Harris, who only had 7 points, shooting 3 for 18. Now at the end of the game, it got a little crazy. When players were lining up to dab each other, Anai Harris and Jones from Shaw team got into a little scrimmage. It had to be broken up. It's part of basketball. It happens. But I kind of wonder if they're going to get suspended for a game for that or anything crazy. Okay, it wasn't super crazy, but they got into it. Then a player from Shaw had the nerve to do the gritty on our logo. That was disrespectful, but I kind of respect it. I think people in the crowd was talking smack to her. So I think her talking smack back was raving about us, her gritty on our logo. So I would do the same thing. I ain't gonna hold you. But 2 streaks came to an end for the Bulldogs. Their 4-game win streak came to an end in their 8-season streak. A 3 or less losses at home came to an end, as they are now 7-4 at home. They went 8 seasons straight with getting 3 or less losses at home. That's crazy. Like I said, I never believed in home court advantage. After seeing these Lady Bulldogs play, I believe a home court advantage fully now. Even though that didn't show in the last game I was talking about. But that's not here nor there, right? Their next game will be this Thursday versus Elizabeth City State. The men's basketball team is currently 6-18. After getting a win 62-59 against Shaw. While the Lady Bulldogs streak came to an end, the men's Bulldog streak came to an end as well. The ladies' win streak came to an end, while the men's losing streak came to an end. So that's pretty good for the men's team. The men's team snapped the 4-game loser streak and snapped their 10 home game loser streak with this win as well. 10 straight losses at home. Man, we are struggling this season. But I'm gonna talk about that a little later. It's okay though. I'm not worried. This was a big win as they got their revenge against Shaw University. When they played Shaw on January 25th, they lost 58-73. But they got their get back and got this dub. The turning point in that game for the Bulldogs was when they were on a 6-0 run in the second half and gained the lead 48-47 with 10 minutes left. They never trailed for the remaining of the game after that 6-0 run. There was 2 times the game got tied up, but they never trailed after that 6-0 run with the 48-47 lead. Now, this was still a winnable game for Shaw, as they had the ball with 5 seconds left, down by 3 points. They could have made a 3 to send into overtime and potentially win in overtime, but the Bulldogs did not allow that to happen. They fouled Shaw so they can shoot free throws instead of shooting a 3. Barnes got fouled and missed the first free throw for Shaw, rebounded his own miss, then got fouled again with 1 second left. Then he missed the free throw again, but Bulldogs got the rebound and got the dub. Caleb Johnson led the Bulldogs to score with 16 points and shot very effective from the field. He shot 4 for 5 from the field, 2 for 2 from deep, and 6 for 6 from the free throw line. That's about as perfect as it get. No cap. And those 2 free throws he hit were only 3. No, those 2 threes he hit were only 3 that the Bulldogs hit as a team. Everybody else combined shot 0 for 10, where he shot 2 for 2 from deep. And those 2 free throws that he 2 of those free throws that he hit out of the 6 came in the clutch time. He hit 2 free throws with 5 seconds left on the clock, extending the Bulldogs' lead to a 3-point lead. Now imagine if he missed those 2 free throws and it was only a 1-point game instead of a 3-point game. It would have been so much different. Potentially Shaw could have made a game-winning shot because Bowie State would not have fouled. If they would have fouled right then, they would have been kind of dumb. So Shaw could have made a shot, a layup, a mid-range, or even a 3 to win the game. So those 2 free throws he hit with 5 seconds left to make it a 3-point game was very crucial. Like I said, kids, practice your free throws. Practice. The men's basketball team is back in action this Thursday at home versus Elizabeth City State. And this is going to be a good game to see because last season, both teams in their final game of the regular season played against each other. On February 19, 2020, Elizabeth City won 55-68. Then the first game of the CIAA tournament, where it matters most, was when they go home. Just 3 days after February 19th, on February 22nd, 2022, the Bulldogs won 60-22, and they sent Elizabeth City State home. So, like I said, I'm not really worried about this team because they struggled in the regular season. They were struggling in the regular season too last year, but they still ended up getting a playoff win. So I think it's kind of too early to react. Kind of see who they go against in the first round, but I'm still kind of worried about this Bulldogs team. The Bulldogs didn't go into that team as the Bulldogs though. In the first round playoff against Elizabeth City State, they went to that game as the underdogs instead of the Bulldogs. See what I did there? As their regular season record was worse than Elizabeth City State, and they just lost to Elizabeth City State literally 3 days before the game. So they were underdogs in that game, and they turned out to be the big dogs. I'm hilarious. But Bowie State softball team is projected to win the CIAA Northern Division, and they are also picked to finish second overall, as it was announced by the league office, voted by the CIAA Softball Coaches Association and Sports Information Directors Association on Wednesday. Last season was the first time since 2017 the Bulldogs had a 20-game winning season, as they went 24-20-1. The fact that they're the favorites to win the Northern Division again shows how deep this team is, because they lost some of their best players during the offseason, including graduate senior who won CIAA Player of the Year, and another player who won Rookie of the Year, CIAA Rookie of the Year. Their first game of the season is this Sunday against Washington Advist. That's it for today's show, man. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Bowie State Sports Talks. I have been your host, Jalen Sims, and stay for the after show. If you're here for sports, you can leave. But right now, it's time for the after show. Let me see if anybody responds to my question. I don't think anybody did. Okay, no. Okay, but for the after show, I just want to ask y'all a question. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna make sure I'm looking at the camera, because this probably going on TikTok. Well, first thing first, I got an idea recently. Well, I don't say it's an idea. But I'm gonna make sure I'm looking at the camera, because it's going on TikTok. Y'all ready? When are y'all gonna stop trying to be different and watch anime? Like, the most bullcrap excuse that I heard about why people don't watch anime is because, their fans are weird. They try to do Shadow Clone Jutsus and Kamehamehas and go up to a Super Saiyan and Naruto run. I call that bullcrap. You want to know why? Because I go for every community. The same people who say that about anime still listen to music, even though music fans are weird too. Example, a Little Dirk fan literally copied Little Dirk's whole appearance. Probably his voice, the exact way he looked, tried to rap his music, and a Drake fan did the exact same thing too. So the way y'all say, we copy off every anime character styles, Y'all copy y'all favorite artist styles too. But y'all still listen to music, right? Make it make sense for me. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm slowing ahead. Make it make sense for me, right? So another reason I hear people don't watch anime is because it's too long. They say that, but sit down and watch season 20 of their favorite Netflix series. Is that long? Pause. But that's neither here nor there. But there's also a lot of animes that are short. You got Hunter x Hunter. You got The God of War. You got what's it called? Mob Psycho. You got Death Note. All short. What's the excuse for that one? Like I said, tell me in the comments because maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm slowing ahead. I don't know. So tell me. Tell me why y'all do not watch anime. Alright, that's it for that. That's going on TikTok. Next, Harry Styles won Album of the Year. Well, with all due respect to him, he didn't deserve that. Montana 300 did for his album Rap God. I'm not going to say his album is all hits and no skips, but his album has more hits and no skips than any other album that came out this year. Or came out last year, should I say, yeah. On the first song of the album, which is called Rap God, as well, his first song is called Rap God, and the album called Rap God. This man literally said, "Jeans move in silence," was low key like I was bros with Thor. Tell me any bar that came out that came out last year on the album that's better than that. I'd rather hear that same line over and over and over again on repeat than hear Harry Styles' album. With all due respect to Harry Styles. I don't give people music taste. But anyway, let me get out of here. I gotta go to the gym. Like I said, go to the gym. Then go to Party City, or I think that's what it's called, or whatever afterwards. So y'all stay safe out here, man. I love y'all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning into the WBSU Radio, the one and only streaming worldwide. I've been your host, Jalen Sims, and I'm out. Salute.